harvesters are mules. That's why he has that extra economy boost, about double Chen's economy. But the main difference is Gameboy's army versus Chen's army. Gameboy has 20 Hellions now, a Medivac, 5 Banshees, and 9 Marines, against Chen's 20 Marines and 7 Marauders. These 20 Hellions will easily be able to roast these 20 Marines instantly, while these 7 Marauders are going to be left defenseless. So far this has been a pretty macro heavy game. 5 Banshees over here. Looks like Gameboy is supply blocked. Both players are supply blocked. Quite ridiculous. 5 Banshees over here moving out. Let's see what Gameboy does. Takes out an SCV. Chen does have some missile turrets out now, so this harassment might be a little difficult for Gameboy. Banshee's right there. I'm kind of crappy with my crappy graphics right now. If I bring it up any higher, it starts to lag. Oh crap. I said the word lag and it starts to lag. Gameboy sending in 2 over here, cloaking that missile turret spot that he's forced to pull those out of the way. Gameboy sends the rest of them over here, but Chen's got his base completely surrounded with missile turrets. Not gonna help him much. Gameboy will be able to take out this missile turret, but he loses a Banshee in the process. Gameboy forced to pull back again. He lost 2 Banshees there. Not sure how many SCVs he was able to kill, but now it seems like Gameboy is moving the full force of the Ryan army, the Big B army, the Big K. That consists of 28 Hellions, 7 Banshees, and 11 Marines against Chen's 26 Marines, 2 tanks, and 7 Marauders. Looking at the APM tab, Gameboy's APM is actually down to 79, while Chen's is at 95. Gameboy inching closer and closer to his base, Marines following, lagging behind. Gameboy sends in the Banshees first. Chen just destroyed his engineering bay. Why? Ooh, looks like Gameboy's army has completely engulfed Chen's expansion. Hellion's just doing so much damage. Chen's army right behind them. Scan going down, trying to reveal these Banshees, but they're now uncloaked. Gameboy has to get these Hellions out from this choke point, so his Hellions can do more damage, but it looks like he'll have just enough units to overwhelm Chen's army. He's left with 2 Banshees and about 13 Hellions. Oh, well, he's only got about 7 right here. Tank's still trying to hold. But it looks like Gameboy's gonna be... Nope. Chen actually holds. Missile turret hitting these Banshees. Gameboy has to... Oh, actually destroyed. But, Gameboy's push actually did not work. Chen just lost a couple of drones, but he was actually able to hold it off. I was actually really surprised that happened. It was probably because of that part where Gameboy was choked at this point over here. If his Hellions could have gotten out, he would have been able to surround his army more, and those men would have just destroyed. It appears as Chen has gotten Vikings now to counter the Banshees, so Banshees are going to be more and more useless now. Chen also has siege tanks. I'm pretty sure that's going to do heavy damage against the Hellions. No, never mind. Hellions are light. Gameboy's main just about mined out now. Chen throwing down a scan on Game Boy's army. He'll notice that it's pretty much the same, except he's got a couple Vikings thrown in. Game Boy going in for a medevac drop. 4 more Hellions. Gonna take out these missile turrets. Gonna ignore them, going straight for the SCVs. A lot of SCVs clumped out right there. Game Boy can just push him right there. Couldn't get that clump right there. Got destroyed before they could do anything. Income tab. Game Boy's still up with income by at about 1,000 minerals per minute, and Chen's at actually they're about equal now. Game Boy does have 34 harvesters, but a lot of them are right here, and this is right about to be mined out. Game Boy has to expand. He's building a command center right here, gonna lift off and probably drop it down right here. Vikings trying to come in on Game Boy's base, try to do a little damage, but Game Boy's got twice as many Vikings as he has, so not gonna do anything. Scan going down over here. That was either from Game Boy trying to check out what Chen had, or that was from Chen because he was afraid of some banshees. Might have seen some. It was probably from Game Boy. Game Boy has a Raven out for detecting, I guess. Yeah, a lot of SCVs here doing nothing. He's really gotta find a new mineral patch. Both players' economies are down to about 500 minerals now. Looks like can't talk crap. Game Boy is gonna be pushing out now with his army. Game Boy's at 126 on 126 supply. Chen only has 86 supply, so Game Boy's gonna have a massive army compared to Chen. Game Boy has 19 Hellions, 9 Banshees, 7 Vikings, 9 Marines, and a Raven. Right at the neck of Chen's base, and Chen has Thors out. Thors are gonna be amazing against these Vikings. Thor has awesome anti-air. Really annoying anti-air, especially against Zerg. Game Boy's gonna be pushing in though. I'm not sure if these Hellions are gonna be too well against this army. No more Marines, so this is going to be a heavy mech army. I'm not sure if these Hellions will do anything at all. He does have a lot of Vikings, a lot of Banshees. It looks like Chen might be able to hold off because of all of Game Boy's Hellions. It's pretty close. Chen throwing down a scan, taking out the rest of the Banshees. This is actually pretty equal. Game Boy knows he's gonna lose, so he pulls the Hellions away from the fight, goes for the SCVs. Chen decides to keep going further, get rid of the rest of the Hellions. This Hellion manages to escape with 1 health left. Chen pursues with a couple of Marauders. So if Game Boy wants to win this, he's probably got to change from Hellions. Because these Hellions, they're not going to do much at all against these siege tanks and Vikings. Siege tanks and Thors. I think the only reason why Game Boy didn't lose so much, was able to do a lot of damage, is because he just had so many Hellions. Game Boy continuing with the Vikings. Chen pulling off a couple SCVs. For some reason, not sure where they're going to repair, maybe? Yeah. Game Boy pulling off SCVs to send over here. He's going to be attacking these destructible rocks. Game Boy seems to be going for a heavier air army now. Looks like Chen is going to be pushing out this time. His army will consist of 3 Thors, 4 Vikings, and 2 siege tanks, as well as 2 Marauders. Game Boy scouts his army's approach with that Hellion. So Chen is going to be pushing out. Let's see what damage he can do. Did Chen just decide to fall back? I'm not sure what's going on. Oh my gosh, mother. You did? Oh, okay. We're gonna be practicing again Monday. Chen, Mom! Chen dropping down some Vikings over here. Gameboy did a very, very nice move. Lifted up his orbital command, brought some Vikings over, so those Vikings will be completely useless, because if the orbital command is in the air and the Vikings are on the ground, they can't target the orbital command unless they lift off. And if they lift off, Gameboy's Vikings will just completely rape these guys over here. Chen's continuing with the heavy mech army. Oh, never mind. Still the same amount. Gameboy's still going with the same plan. Both of these players don't really like to change.